You have the deeper water in the intercoastal. You can actually see the birds diving in the background. The shrimp are coming, getting flushed out of the marsh with those big hard fronts. They have to get out of the marsh or they'll freeze. So they start working their way back into the intercoastal. And you know, wherever there's there's food, there's going to be prey. So what happens is the fish, the fish are just following the shrimp. And a lot of like this area, like the wall, a lot of times the shrimp will get flushed up against the wall, and then those fish will just kind of jam them in here. As you see the birds starting to work closer and closer to us, a lot of times what will happen is the fish will start getting pushed, or the bait will start getting pushed into this pocket like this, and those fish will just corral those shrimp up in here. It makes it for easy pickings. When the sun starts to get up, it's getting a little bit more active, the water's starting to warm up, the bait is starting to move a lot more, right? A lot of times, in the wintertime, in the dead of winter, that's a fish, you do want to work your bait a lot slower, fish on, but fish off. You do want to work your bait a lot slower in the dead of winter because it's taking a lot longer for those fish to start moving up off the bottom. But once the sun gets up, the temperature starts to rise, the water temperature could rise just as little as 2 or 3 degrees. Those fish will get a lot more active because they sense that it's time to feed. So what will happen is you'll see me, my initial cast, I'll work it slow. As the bite gets aggressive, I'll start to work it a little bit faster and a lot faster, just to give, they know it's time to feed. They need to feed. It may only get a chance to feed for a couple of hours today. So they're gonna get aggressive and feed. So I need to swim that lure fast past them so that the reaction strike is what they're gonna do. They're just gonna bite. They're gonna see it swim past them. They're gonna see it pop. Their reaction is to bite it. They just know it's food. They just want to go ahead and jump on that lure, bite it. If I slow it down too much, it's not going to give them a chance to fool them. A lot of these fish, especially the bigger ones, the little ones really don't care, but especially the big ones, they didn't get that big for a reason. They got big because they were smart. So the littler fish, the smaller fish, now those fish are a little bit easier to fool. Where the bigger fish, it takes them a little while long. You kind of want to swim it past them and get it past them as fast as you can. Smaller fish, eating size fish like this, he's not going to care. He just wants to jump on it. He's trying to beat everybody else down there to it. Those fish are strong in that current, son.
Kris, how big are these reds that are running in the hot water canal?
It ranges anywhere from that 18 to, that 30-inch range. I mean, this is the warmest water in the area, so it's always going to attract, on those cold winter days like we had, these fish are just gang up in here. The redfish are probably in here by the thousands. We just seen a school of Jack Crevalle come through. Also, so it's a little bit of everything. I mean, it's probably fish that's slightly under, but it's just another case of, when it gets cold, those fish will just stack up in that area, and it's water's. You can put your hand in the water. Water's super warm in here. Come on, Bubba. Come on. Those fish are just getting attracted to that warm water. Beautiful slot red. Unless you're getting out here at daybreak in the morning, everybody, who's fished this area all their life, they always know on these cold fronts, you come to the hot water canal first. So you'll probably have 25, 30 boats all lined up in this area and everybody's catching fish. You just have to get here early enough to get you a spot. It's not like you're not going to catch fish if you get here early in the morning. You just got to deal with the crowd. It's going to be tough to fish on a Saturday and a Sunday, once people know they got this many redfish here. And then what will happen is throughout the day, they'll beat up on them so much, they'll tend to turn off. So if you're sitting out here waiting on your turn, you might be out of luck. You just want to get here as early as you can on the weekend, kind of deal with the cold. If you get in early enough, you'll catch your limit of reds real quick and you can get on out of here. Look at that fish. Another little fat turd. Uh-oh, about to hit some rocks. Look at that freaking stud.